Hey, this is Gene Bleeker with Geneius Thoughts, and I am your eyes, ears, and voice in real estate, business, and the community. And I'm here with the amazing Brian Hulz with Realty One Group. Brian, thanks for being on the program today.
It is absolutely my pleasure.
No, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Gene, it's your world. We're all just...
Let me tell you something. You are one of the most busiest guys I've ever met. But I get excited when I send you a text and you send it back to me. I'm going, oh my gosh. Brian Hulz actually has time for me today, so cheers to you.
Well, you're one step up on my wife. She always tells me, I can't get a hold of you.
Well,
we're busy.
But that's true. I mean, but I've been trying to get you on the program from day one.
Yeah.
But busy. And you know what? It puts a smile on my face because when I first met you, and we've had this conversation many times, I said, you are going to be amazing in real estate.
Thank you.
And you know what? You proved me right.
Stuck the landing.
Absolutely. Yep. So before you got into real estate, can you share with our viewers what you did before you got into real estate?
Well, you know what? A lot of people have had a lot of jobs over the years, and mine is a pretty short list. Started with Magic Mountain because I grew up here in Santa Cruz. I've been here for 50 years, actually. Went from Magic Mountain into the military.
Okay.
Spent years in the Army over in Germany. Came out, went into law enforcement. Was a police officer up until about the times of the Rodney King riot, and I decided this is a horrible job. And then I decided to pivot, went into the automotive sphere for about 25 some odd years. And then after that, I decided to get into real estate because I had been flipping homes for a while on the side. And I said, you know, my buddy Craig, who I work for, he said, you know, I got my real estate license. I've been doing really well. You should come join the team. You know, I pay for a lot of leads. It'll be a really good learning experience for you. And I said, you know what? I'm 53 years old. Why not make a career change right now, right? It's time to move on. But the funny thing is, as soon as I got my real estate license and I called my mom and said, guess what? I got my real estate license. I'm going to go do this. She goes, do you remember what your father said? I'm like, yes. Back before I got into the automotive sphere, he said, you should get your real estate license. I said, you don't know what you're talking about.
But he did.
He
did.
Yeah.
Father knows best.
He does. I love that TV show.
It was good. So, you know, I look at Realty One and I look at the Craig Martin team, and I think you guys are ranked number 4 in the nation for the company.
So for the company, yes, we're number 1 in California for 22 and 23.
Cheers.
Or pardon me, 21 and 22. I apologize. We haven't gotten through the year yet. And number 4 in the nation for Realty One, yes.
That is awesome. Good for you. And I, as I told you, I knew you would be a great success. You know, one of the things that I did know about you is that you wear so many different hats with the Craig Martin team. Can you kind of share with our viewers and listeners what you actually do for the team?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a buyer's agent for Craig's team. So, you know, a lot of the leads and all the stuff that we mine out, if you will, you know, we all have to do our work. We got to make our phone calls. So first and foremost, I'm a buyer's agent. But when it gets right down to it, we all, you know, there's no I in team. Right? We all have to pitch together, and we have a big team of 8 people, and there's a lot going on. We did 144 deals last year, so you're doing a lot of juggling. And myself and my partner, Malanka, who I work very closely with, we did a lot of the heavy lifting on the buyer side. So when it comes down to it, we're helping out a lot of the other agents, not only with, you know, helping with training, you know, making sure we can get them, you know, if they need help with inspections,
sure,
or, any of the other stuff, we chip in as a team because that's the most important thing. If everybody hasn't bought into the concept, then it's not going to work, and it's a struggle sometimes. And I'm not going to lie, but you know, it is something that we do very, very well.
Yeah, but you know what? When I take away from this one is it's a great we organization than just one person doing it all, right?
That's correct. You know, again, it comes down to there's no I in team.
Right.
You're only as successful as the weakest link on your team, and we just don't have anybody who's weak, which is great.
Gotcha. So, you know, everybody's got a different concept in the business, and I want to know what's your unique points of difference in the real estate market and what you guys bring to the table.
I was given a really good piece of advice by Craig when I first got my real estate license, and you know, we all get excited. We're like, oh, we're going to make all this money and everything like this. And you have to understand pretty quickly that the level of commitment to the job is significant, probably more so than any job that you've probably ever had. And the nice part is you can kind of call your own shots a little bit more. But I think the best piece of advice I was ever given is, Brian, do not chase the money, chase the service. With the service, the money will come.
Oh,
but
I like
if
that.
If you focus on what you're supposed to do for the customer and, under promise and over deliver, guess what? You've got clients for life.
I love that philosophy. So tell me a little bit more detail about what does the Craig Martin team bring to the table for the consumer, whether it's their buyers or their sellers? Because I know there's a big point of difference, and I definitely want you to share that with me.
Well, again, I think it starts with the philosophy that we're going to do whatever we can to make the deal happen. It's very important that the customers are looked after and that we are not, that we're not putting money first or putting our own, selfish thoughts first, like, oh, I'd really like to go to the gym right now, but, maybe I could push this off till later. We can't. We don't ever do that. What's happening, everything is important and needs to get taken care of right now. And when we go beyond what I think a lot of other agents will do, not because they don't want to do it. Maybe they just didn't look at it from that standpoint.
Sure.
But when it comes to helping a deal go through, sometimes we do have to chip a little bit of money to make it happen. Maybe there's some requests for repairs and there's disagreements, and we're going to do whatever we can, within reason, of course, to make sure that our clients and that the agents on the other side, whether we're the sellers or we're the buyers, to make sure that everybody's happy, because we want to have ultimately the relationships with the agents on the other side, because that always helps us get those other deals getting taken care of. And if they come back and they said, God, those people from the Martin Realty Group, they did whatever they needed to do to get it done.
Okay, so the thing that I'm hearing from this is that you're very proactive in helping your customers with their wants and needs, correct?
100%.
Okay, so here's something else that I was going to bring up, but I'm glad you kind of brought it up first, is that a lot of people say, Craig Martin is so nice. He's always got such a happy disposition. I mean, he is the real deal, right?
His glass is permanently 3/4 full. That sometimes, you know how it is in the business, you've had maybe a bad experience with something like this, and you keep it under your hat. Obviously, you don't, you're always smiles and you're doing whatever you can to make the deals happen. But, maybe you get back to the office and you close the door and you're like, they're like, okay, we're done. I'm good. I can move on. Craig just has that ultimate, everybody's amazing philosophy, literally. And even with people that I've seen do him wrong, he's like, it's okay, maybe they didn't understand it, I just want to help, and if I have to do a little bit more to help the client and stuff like this, I'll do it. You know what, maybe they don't understand it or they don't work that way, but that's how I work, and that's how I get business done, and ultimately that's why we're so successful.
Well, it was funny because at the Best of the Best Awards that you guys were ranked extremely high in customer satisfaction, client care, and community involvement. It was funny seeing Craig going up to the other real estate agents and with a big smile on his face and very sincere, just congratulating them on their hard work and their efforts in this marketplace, which made me happy because, to me, that's what Craig's all about.
Well, I couldn't agree more. He is one of the most genuine, one of the most genuine people out there, and he really wants to see everybody succeed. He even has the philosophy to say, look, we've got 2,500, 2,700 agents out here in Santa Clarita. There's enough business for everybody. We can all make a good living doing this. We don't have to have everything. It's nice if you can get it all, and it's nice if you can have the advertising that gets you a bulk of the business. But he goes, I cheer for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So my next question that I want to ask you is, let's get to the we point again. Mm-hmm. You have an incredible team underneath you and underneath Craig. Can you introduce the players on your team that make this baseball field so complete, like the all-star team?
Absolutely. Well, obviously we've mentioned Craig, and the guy has a wealth of experience, not just in the real estate market, but in the sales field. There's a little known fact about Craig that a lot of people don't know, and it's not a secret, but he has never worked for anybody but himself his entire life. And it was for circumstances when he was young that pushed him into working for himself, but he's always been the entrepreneur, has never worked for anybody else. Obviously, we have me. I've worked for quite a few different people. But
in real estate, Craig was your guy, right?
Craig was my guy. I'm not going to lie. I landed on a soft pillow. I got my license and I came out and I went to work, and I think, ultimately I got to work for one of the best people to show me how to do the job the right way. On the team, we started off, it was myself, Craig, and then we brought in a young woman, Cheryl Insua.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. So she's the listing manager on the team. She's also a buyer's agent when she has time, but mostly she focuses on the internal stuff for Craig. Then we brought in a friend of mine, Malanka, her and I worked in the automotive sphere for 15, 20 years together. So we work together kind of as a team within a team, just because we've known each other for so long and it's easy support.
So did you recruit her on the team? Did you say, you know what?
Well, when you get on social media, like, hey, I'm getting my real estate license, and your friends are like, hey, wait a minute, I'm getting my real estate license too. I'm like, you should come over to Realty One and check it out. That's what she did. And I will tell you this, I'm very trusting of a lot of people, and I love to have a lot of people's back, but the one thing I don't do very often is recommend people with my name behind it, because I need to make sure that those people are going to provide more to what I'm, that I can provide, right? I want them to be those rock stars. So with her, it was a slam dunk. I said, she's coming on the team, and we never looked back. And she has just been absolutely fantastic. And she handles a lot of the duty sometimes if some of the other people on the team, when it comes to listing stuff, if they're not available, maybe because of family issues or whatever, we always have somebody who can fill in. She's fantastic. And then after that, we have Nicole Rock, who is the broker's daughter. But she is our leads manager. So she manages the Zillow stuff. She manages all our CRM stuff and all the leads that are coming in. And that is a heavy lift. If anybody who's ever done that job knows that is an incredibly heavy lift. You are always dealing with that. And then we have a couple of other buyer agents. We have Dolores Matisse. And then
Wonderful woman.
And then we have her sister, Nicole, who is absolutely fantastic.
Times two.
Nicole does work in the office, and she handles a little bit of the TC work for us on the buyer side. And then ultimately we have a social media person who used to work for me at the Galpin organization. And she got the whole Galpin organization off the ground and even ran Edmunds.com for a while. So she's very
That's wonderful. So 140-something transactions, right?
144.
Okay.
Don't shortchange me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I could have said 145, and then I would have told you, and that's okay with me.
We can round up.
But I think that's a great component of agents and staff to handle your business, right?
It is. I mean, we are looking to grow the brand a little bit. We know that teams are the way things are going in the future. It's going to be harder and harder on individual agents. There are individual agents who have got their niche, and they're going to be fine for many years to come. But we see how the market's shifting, and we think it's headed toward teams. So we are in the future going to grow. But again, you've got to find that right person who's the right fit, who's willing to make that commitment, like we've made the commitment to the team. And when it comes down to hiring somebody, you want somebody, as the old cliche goes. You've got to do everything you can to discount them from getting this job, and if you can't, then you found your player, right?
Absolutely, without a doubt. And it's funny when you talk about social media. I see your team on social media everywhere. Like, I think Cheryl is amazing because you can just read up on her that her family, her husband, they're so important part of her life.
Absolutely.
She works hard, plays hard, family hard. What you really enjoy. Same thing with Malanka and the others. I think they're very good at what they do. So. I think Craig did a great job with you putting your team together, and I really commend you guys on that.
Well, we have there's a ton of different personalities, and it's like the family away from the family, right?
Right.
We don't always see eye to eye, but in the end, we all have each other's back, and that's the most important thing.
Love that. Yeah. Love that. So my last question to you is there any other thoughts that you like to share with our viewers today? I want to make sure that we got everything covered from A to Z.
Gosh, we really kind of ran the gamut from jobs to, how work is done and such like this. But I think it's really important to understand that, up here in the Santa Clarita Valley especially, a lot of the real estate agents, not just our team, but there's many other brokerages, it's very unique. A lot of them get along very, very well. And which is kind of unheard of in a cutthroat industry like this, right? So you get to other parts of California, it's maybe not the same way, but up here we're very unique. And we're very blessed to have relationships with other agents that not only, we can rely on for certain information, but if we want to do deals back and forth, it's great because you can have an honest conversation with them and your friends, outside of work, your friends. So that doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. But I'll tell you what does make me happy is just keep driving down the streets and seeing your sites everywhere. That is amazing amount of advertising and marketing you put out there. You know, that warm, friendly face, you know?
Well, there's
a lot of faces, right?
There's a lot of faces up there, but it's fantastic. I think the first time a couple of those went up, my kids were a bit mortified at the whole thing. They're like, oh, God, there's Dad. But in the end, it does. It ties it all back together, and I think that's an important component. And especially as you're looking at advertising these days, things are starting to shift away from your magazines and all the rest of that stuff, and they're really going digital. And that's a key component to moving forward, I think, with a lot of people is having to be happy in that digital sphere. And a lot of people are still, it's a little difficult for them to wrap their heads around because we're so used to picking up the signal, picking up the green sheet or whatever it was at the time, or, a magazine, and you flip through it. But that's not how the newer generation's doing business anymore.
Exactly. Social media is key, without a doubt.
100%.
Without a doubt. Brian, I just got to say thank you so much for being on the program.
It's my pleasure.
You did an amazing job, and thank you so very much.
Hey, I just want to thank the Exclusive Academy for giving me the time to come in here. It's always a pleasure to sit down and chat with you, and we don't get enough of that. But here we are.
Well, and you know what? Hopefully you'll come back again.
Well, again, it's your world. I'm just paying rent, Gene.
Time out. You'll come back. Thank you, Brian.
You got it.
And I'm here with the lovely Andrea Perovich with True Direction Lending.
Hello, Gene.
I am in such a great mood. I get quality time with you today.
It's about time.
It's way about time. But I do have a couple of questions I want to ask you. I know one of the things I want to accomplish today is going over the top listings of the week that we selected. But I wanted to talk to you about, how did you get into the lending business?
So I was actually studying to be an accountant. I was at CSUN. We had a life change situation with my husband's job, and I started looking quicker than graduating and finishing and doing the career I was doing, and I found out that this is really my career. So,
really?
And this is 20 plus years ago. I'm aging myself, but yes.
The cameras will work well with you. You will not age
Could
at
alter
all.
and
all.
put the filter on.
So when you started in the world of lending, what institution did you start with at first?
It was a company back in the day. The name of it, let's see.
You can't remember.
I'm drawing a blank
So
all
when
of
it
a
was
sudden.
with me in title insurance, it was Gateway Title. That was the title company I first worked with back in 1985. But you can't remember.
It was probably AV Mortgage Company.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's not true, we'll stick with that answer no matter what. I love that. So, I mean, the world of lending really isn't changing, but is there any new updates that might just hit you in the head that you might want to go over?
So we have a lot of guideline changes, or we have programs that come out in certain areas that allow borrowers to get money down with all kinds of strings attached, or, so what I like to do with my borrowers is put them in the one that makes sense for them. I go over different options, and I like to tell everybody, this is a great program, but this is what you look forward to when you sell the house, and I want everybody educated.
So you're all about research and development, right?
Absolutely.
You got to like that.
Yeah.
Got to like that a lot.
Because I'm not about just closing the loan right now. When those borrowers go to sell their house, they need to know what they're going to be experiencing at that point. Did this loan affect them at the end? And I learned that on one of my very first transactions 20 plus years ago, when I had a client and he was talked into a program that he didn't need. And when it came time, they took a portion of his equity, and he was shocked. He had no clue. So I just had learned from day one that it's important that they are educated. Everybody has questions, answers. Tell them the truth. This is best for you, and this is why we would do this program. But if you choose this program, absolutely, here's the rules with this one.
God, I love that answer. So here's what I'm getting from this. It's about relationships.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that you and I talked about in this business is it seems like most of your clients want to meet with you personally because they've heard great things about you, and I guess it's more of a trust factor.
So there's a lot of people that still want to meet, and I'm up for that one because I like to meet their family, still get to talk to people. We don't do that much anymore.
Right.
And I do love getting to know them because I don't just close a loan and drop them off. I want to be here for the questions when taxes come out. I want to be here for the questions when there's a refinance. I want to be here for the questions. Actually, I've had clients just call me up and say, hey, I trust you. Where would be the best place you'd go do this at? And I like to be able to have that source for them. Or, hey, you know what? I trust somebody. Let me find out for you where they would do that at. Just it's long term for me. It's not just a sale right now.
Okay, so it's about communication and being that point of interest with them, right?
Yes.
So do you really connect with your clients on a consistent basis, your past clients? How do you keep in touch with them?
We would like to send out, I always give them, call me when you get this in the mail. Call me when you have these questions. Stop by my office. We're still here. We're still here 20 years later. I'd like to say I'm going to be here another 50 years, maybe.
Knock on wood, right?
But that's how we like to service. We like to be and become friends with them. Sometimes even almost like family.
So you got this girl on your team, Candace Garcia.
Yep, she's fabulous.
I hear she's absolutely fabulous.
She absolutely is.
So how'd you get her involved in working with you in the company? Because I think you guys complement each other so very well.
Yeah, she is very, I just am so blessed to have her. She was at Wells Fargo as a manager. I don't know which manager it is. She could probably give you that whole skit on that. But she did it for a lot of years. And so she came from experience and she came from knowledge and she knows how to work with people. I mean, it's really, we are about people. So
she was an easy sale for you, saying, get off that stagecoach and come on over, right?
Well, I wouldn't say that. My husband's like, why would they leave a big bank and come work with you? And I said, we have a lot of positive stuff over here. So it was awesome. A mutual friend that worked for me at the time,
right,
brought her in. And it was great. She laughs at me because I was working while doing her interview and she walked away going, what just happened? Like, did she interview me or not? But I was too busy. I was working and interviewing.
That is so funny.
And so we've just, she's a blessing to me. She's amazing at everything she does.
I think she's amazing too. And if she's listening and watching, you know what, Candace, I think you're so good at what you do. And I think you do such a great job in promoting yourself as well as promoting True Direction in such a positive way.
And we have a lot in common. She's younger than me, but our families have a lot of things that are the same exact things, just years difference. It's amazing. And we have a lot of same ethics and beliefs. And I think that's important when you have a team or people you work with, that you're aligning with the way you do business and the ethics you have.
And she's got a new baby, right?
And she has a new baby. She's got 2 older kids and a brand new baby. We love her.
God bless America.
I love it when they bring the babies to the office. So
it's got that baby smell, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm going to ask you a question that you and I didn't talk about. So don't shoot me after the show's over.
Okay.
So what made you come up with the name True Direction? Because I really kind of like that name for a company.
Well, my husband and I were going down some different paths, and he said, well, it is the true direction, isn't it, to come to you? And I said,
Not the wrong direction.
It's not the wrong direction. So it was something that, was kind of, everybody was joking about the band that had this similar name, but it's not. And so we just loved it when we had it, when he said, they're coming to you because you're the true direction. So
I get it. And let me tell you about the band. My daughter, Allie, that is her favorite band of all time. If she's a One Direction girl, always will be. She says she wants to marry Harry Styles one day. She said that when she was younger. She's 19 now, and she still wants to go in that direction. And I'm totally okay with that.
that's right.
Without
That's the
a doubt.
one direction.
Exactly. So let's talk about some of the top listings that we have picked out. I know most of them are residential, but we saw one that was a manufactured home as well by Charlotte Gonzalez. And I think this is a good one, especially for first-time home buyers, that I think would be a good one. But I don't want to go out of order. I don't know which one you selected first, but I'm going to let you take over the airtime and you get to shine.
Absolutely. So we picked Charlotte Gonzalez, and she's at RE/MAX All Pro. This is a beautiful manufactured home in a gated community. You step into a cozy living room with comfortable seating area. You have a big, beautiful open kitchen that's fully equipped with appliances, including a stove and a dishwasher. That's good to have a stove and a dishwasher in the kitchen, right? The master bedroom features an attached bathroom and office space. The additional 2 bedrooms are very spacious. It's near the kitchen. You have a desk area for those who work at home. I think that's important these days because a lot of people are working from home. And this is a beautifully maintained and comfortable mobile home. And it's in a private community with 24-hour security, pool, playground area, fitness room, and the clubhouse.
Gotcha. And what's it listed for?
It is $228.70.
$228.70.
Yes. Do we do the address on these?
You can if you want to. It's your show.
5200 Intrar Drive, number 170.
Bravo.
And that's Charlotte Gonzalez.
Bravo. Great job. All right, so let's go for number 2.
Okay, number 2, we have James Baker. And this one is an updated single story. It has tile flooring, textured ceilings, has a living room, fireplace. Ooh, some of this print's a little small. The kitchen has granite countertops, dual paned windows. It has a recent 7K AC unit. We need that in the heat.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we do. Patio covered, block walls, and we love the patio cover for the shades.
So what's the address?
That address is 39008. I'm going to pronounce that, huh?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Diane Ron Road in Palmdale.
Gotcha. And what's it listed at?
That one is at 448,888.
448,888. Okay.
And that's a good size. So
Bravo.
we like that.
Okay.
And it's updated.
We love that. All right. So we're 2 down. We're on number 3.
So Mike Adams, he's from Roar Real Estate. He has one listed on J5 in Lancaster. He has 4 bedrooms. This is a pool home. These go quick. So it has a large lot and it shows like a model. Has tile, wood, and carpet, granite countertops throughout, and a covered patio. He has $70,000 in pools and planters.
Wow.
That must be just like having a vacation in the backyard.
Exactly. Bravo.
And that one is going for $634,999.
Okay. The other one was 888. Now we're at 999. Okay. Love that.
And we'll like the next one because it's a 000.
Oh, good.
So this one is with Todd Patterson of Coldwell Banker. This one is on Rimvale Avenue in Lancaster. And this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. It's built in 1956. So you know that has the good built in 1956.
Right.
Solid. Home has a new roof, windows, cabinetry, countertops, lighting, plumbing fixtures, flooring, and appliance. Beautiful enclosed patio and manicured landscaping. I think we need that landscaping because it's like an oasis in the end.
Exactly.
And this one is near the new Sprouts and the Chick-fil-A and Dutch Brothers. Oh, there we go. We just need to move in there.
Okay.
Got everything.
Perfect.
And that one is $399,000.
Okay.
Now we've moved on to the zero.
Okay. I like this one. This is with Stacy Habener, correct?
Yep, she's in Pine Mountain Club, and it's on Yellowstone Drive, 14009 Yellowstone Drive. This one is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It is beautiful and updated. This home boasts newer plumbing and plumbing fixtures, newer electrical wiring throughout, and recently installed HVAC system. The kitchen is fully updated with contemporary stainless steel appliances and marble countertops.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a
I like that.
kitchen to cook in. The garage includes an EV charger. Okay, this is important because everybody's driving electrical vehicles, and that's perfect to have at home, and they don't have to go somewhere else to charge.
Exactly.
And I don't see the price on this one.
Maybe she didn't put it for some reason. I don't see it either. I don't see it. Well, maybe if it's not sold next week, we'll put the price on it.
And Stacy Havener has that information.
Absolutely.
And she is what? Doesn't say on here.
It's her company.
It's her company.
Absolutely.
All right,
We'll
Stacy.
get that information
yes.
on. Go ahead.
That's it.
That's it for the
That's
listings of the
all
week.
the listings of the week.
All right, so I didn't do my homework enough. I should have read up on where Stacy having her with her price because she was excited about it. But it's crazy that we sent some stuff out to our San Fernando Valley agents, our Simi Valley agents, our Santa Cruz Valley agents, our, the Antelope Valley. It seems like that area is kind of picking up like crazy, right?
It is.
And I know when I was talking with Stacy, she's got 13 active listings right now.
Wow, that's
13
great.
active residential homes where she is just on freaking fire.
Yes,
That.
that's awesome to have that much because they say the inventory's low and she's got it.
Yeah, exactly. Is there anything else you want to share with us today before we end the show?
I think I'm good.
If you're good, then I'm good. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrea Perovich. And once again, you're listening to Geneius Thoughts with Gene Bleeker.
Have a great day.
You too.